Ladies and gentlemen, I am Israel. The game is Star Trek Online, and welcome to the latest featured episode. Today we're going to be playing through Stormbound, so the usual warnings apply. If you haven't already played it through yourself and you don't want spoilers, then, well, now would be an excellent moment to switch off and go watch another video, say my Fallout series, which you can also find on my channel, youtube.com/Yusril. Yes, that was a blatant plug. Hey, someone's got to do it. For those of you who are still here, let's just get straight on with the mission. So, episodes and future proof is our new arc. Sunrise is off the featured episode mark. So we're now talking to Admiral Quinn. The Toxel Tut has fallen into the hands of the Tholians. Our intelligence indicates... The Toxel Tut has fallen into the hands of the Tholians. Intelligence have noted increased activity in the Nakul system, and Caldano believes they are trying to interfere with the Nakul now because of actions they will take in the future. Lucky Nakul. Meanwhile, we have the Quantum Phase Deflector, which could be interesting. That's quite a nice little boost to shield healing there. Emitter Array Mark 12 if you're in the mood for consoles, and it looks like a full-on set of quantum phase weapons. Those could be interesting to play with. Combat impulse engines aren't too shabby either. Very nice if you're running an exotic damage build. Particle generators, flow capacitors would be good for a drain build, but I noticed it's only on go when you dump from impulse, so that's interesting. That's very, very interesting, because normally if you're dumping out of impulse, although I suppose if you dumped out of a run at full impulse, you use an auxiliary battery and then immediately fired off the relevant systems, that might help. But, we shall see. Let's get on with the mission. Also, I note that Jarell has been rendered mute, so we'll have to see how that goes. So, Stormbound, to the Alpha Quadrant. Okay, so the Nakul system, home to warp-capable isolationist humanoid species. Good, no prime directive issues there, more or less. But they've rejected all compacts, although they are going to have trade agreements with the Breen, and they're one of the few species with iridium-based blood. Okay, let's go talk to him.
Good to see you again. Thank you for responding to my message so quickly. The Tholians have the quantum phase inhibitor. I've tracked their ship to this system, and I'm detecting some telltale quantum fluctuations within the star. They're trying to use the device. We need to stop them and recover the device. First, however, we need to help the Nakul. At this point in their history, they're not prepared to repel a Tholian attack.
Okay, let's go wipe out some Tholians, and the Nakul are hailing.
Unidentified vessel. You have entered our space without authorization. If you are an ally of the Tholians, leave now. We have done nothing to provoke their attacks, but we will defend ourselves.
Well, that's a friendly warning. We'll render any assistance we can. What do you need?
Thank you. My people have few warships. Any assistance you could provide against the Tholians would be appreciated.
Consider them exploded. Let's go get some Tholian raiders. Yoink. And... right, well, we'll start with that mesh weaver there. Light her up. Boom. And I think we managed to escape straight out of the orb before it fully formed. Yeah, I'm liking this ship. Straighting again, stay on him. There we go, there's another dead Tholian. That just leaves the orb weaver. Surgical strikes are back. And he can have the heavy torpedoes as well. And that was pretty much all she wrote. Cut to half throttle just for a second, tighten the turn, come back in on them, and
we appreciate
boom!
Your assistance. It is not often that we encounter a species willing to risk their lives for another. We are still detecting Tholian ships near our star, as well as some unusual quantum fluctuations. It's as if the star's nuclear fusion is decaying at an increased rate.
Yes, that's most unfortunate. They kind of nicked the piece of kit from us that did that.
So this is your fault? Why would you make such a terrible thing? You caused this problem. I expect you to fix it, or we will hold you and your people responsible for the consequences.
Since the consequences are your homeworld and you getting turned into little itty bits of dissociated atomic matter, I really am not taking you that seriously, but the Tholians actually stole it from a mate of ours. We're just trying to set things right.
I never should have made that device. I was only focused on the idea, on whether it was possible. I didn't stop to think of all the harm it could do in the wrong hands. We have to stop the Tholians before they shut down the star's fusion. If that happens, the effect on this system will be devastating. The Nakul will lose their home, and life will probably never develop here again.
Actually, the Nakul will all be dead, which I suppose does constitute losing your home. Helm, course for the star, full impulse.
The lead Tholian ship has the quantum phase inhibitor. They're going to use it on the star. We have to stop them, board that vessel, and get it back.
Oh, great. Not a tall order at all then. Right, guns up. And start wrecking face. 1. And half throttle just a second. 2.
If they hadn't chased me, none of this would have happened.
But they did, so we're a little bit stuck regardless. Forward guns firing. Just knock this guy to pieces quickly. There we go. Loop back again. Target the mesh weaver. Surgical strikes up. And boom. And boom. And then we need to break past and get that next attack.
They might have traced me this time. We'll have to go further into the past to hide the quantum phase inhibitor.
Well, if we go about, say, 40 years back and bury it on Risa, from what I hear, that works out quite nicely. Right, 1 Orb Weaver, 2 Orb Weavers, in fact. Standard approach, line up the Alpha Strike, let them have it. And boom. Now here comes number 2.
Get it back from them in the first place.
Well, if we vaporize it, that works just as well. So stop moaning and start shooting. Would you mind getting over here and giving me a hand? Boom. Next. Kick into evasive maneuvers just to close the gap. We're a Recluse class carrier. He'll die just the same as everyone else. Full stop. And as usual, surgical strikes, ladies and gentlemen. You get some very satisfying numbers. Oh, looky, an orb. How unfortunate. Target once, engage fire at will. And then just, well, shoot our way out of it. Much more effective than the web breakers. And, well, you don't have to worry about blowing either a device slot, a load of dilithium, or for that matter, tossing a blue shirt out the airlock. Right, Orb Weaver, aft shields are failing, forward guns are coming back. Line up the strike. And proceed to wreck hull. Boomski! And oh dear. Cue the ominous music. I'm slightly envious. The Shivans needed 80 juggernauts to do that. And now I suppose we better disable that flagship and get our device back. Yeah, it's only a little recluse. Fine. Surgical, high yield, and then hammer them. And those disruption torpedoes accomplish exactly jack because I've got the 2 Tholian set, which means that my weapons have got a hot restart on them. They're nicely disabled, and since there's no way we're beaming aboard... Oh, wait. Do I have enough environment suits on board? Recommend we send away team. Right, join us in the shuttle bay and launch the shuttle! I really, really hope we're not going to need to use environment suits this, although it will be the first time that we've seen the natural interior of a Tholian ship, which I remind you has an ambient temperature of about 400 centigrade. This could be awkward. Okay, so we've docked with the Tholian ship, the quantum phase inhibitor's on the bridge. All we have to do is get it and kill every Tholian between us
The Tholians
and there.
come from an environment that is extremely hazardous to most humanoids. You and your team will need environmental suits to survive.
That's nice, thank you for the reminder. Do we have environmental suits? Excellent, get EV suits. Okay, so suit checks. Les, Tales, Mira, Lyasara, myself. Suits are on and active. Right. Ah, there we are. Oh, they've actually built a working hatch into a Tholian ship. Right, guys, let's go talk to some Tholians. And then shoot them. Many, many times. Ah, good. She did have the sense to activate her EV suit. Hey, guys!
Just as xenophobic and opportunistic in your time as mine.
Well, since we're pretty sure they're time travelling, there really isn't much of a difference. Apparently they're also as stupid when it comes to protecting their flanks. Now, what's that white circle? Ah, there we go. Come on. Let's just keep moving and hope they don't have the sense to turn on the... well, turn off the gravity. Ooh, Tholian Bridge. Ensigns! Hey, guys! Where are you all off to in such a hurry? Alright, this is just a control room. Come on, down you go. Yoink. Are you all dead yet? Yep, good, we're fine. Now then, just stand clear of that blast. Anything in here worth checking out? No, but the, oh, right, Cal brought his own suit, did he?
We have to be getting closer to the Toxu Thought. Stay alert.
Okay. Wow. Nice tailoring on that spacesuit, mate. Let's keep moving. Down here. Take a right here. And somewhere around here we've got more Tholian security. We had more Tholian security, now we have 2 more Tholian corpses. And I'm getting paid for it. Gold Press Latinum, courtesy of a Ferengi Bridge officer. Right, take him. I'll deal with the ensigns. There we are, that's one gone. And... yoink, 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 yoink. 2 done. 3, and... boom. There we go, all dealt with. Next exit's this way. I don't think we're missing anything interactable in here. No, right. Shifty, shifty. Hey guys, another Tholian patrol. That's nice. I'm assuming it's the big cluster of red Tholian dots. And if they haven't spotted the fact that we're here by now, they most certainly will in a moment. Let's keep it moving, guys. And this is a Tholian bridge? Okay, well there's the Toxu Tut. So we'll start by fragging you. Nothing personal, you just have something that we kinda need back. Yoink. And then pop out a little bit of triage. And take down this captain. Round you come. Missed me. Oh, wait, no, you didn't. Haha, missed me. Okay. Get a tricorder scan on this bozo. And also irradiate him. Then switch up to the TR-116. Because let's face it, bullets always work. Excellent. Now, if you don't mind, don't stand in the radiation, guys. Come on, you know better than that. Have we still got a Tholian lurking? Yes? No? No? Yes? No? Fine. No, now we scrape the engineer off the floor, then we talk to you.
Now we just need to drop that force field. get the quantum phase inhibitor, and get off this ship before the rest of the Tholians get here to stop us.
How hard could it be? Let's have a look at this console. Lowers the force field. Poke, poke, prod, poke, prod, poke, prod. Does anyone have a manual for this thing? Oh, well, that was suspiciously easy.
Finally, we have the quantum phase inhibitor. I brought this device through time to hide it from the Vorgons, but I never thought the Tholians would steal it. Now we need to hide it where it will be safe from both of them. Are you ready? This will be a longer trip than you're used to taking.
Okay, let's go. When you say longer trip... Okay, let's get us out of here. Okay, nice touch. Very nice touch.
Set a course for the Risa system.
Temporal to the 22nd century. And okay. Somebody start recording this and crack a couple of bottles of whiskey for the DTI debriefing. Let's go to Risa. Okay, and here we are. On Risa, where it's
early
raining.
22nd century. Even the tourists won't be in this region for a few years yet. No one will be looking for the quantum phase inhibitor here. Not now, anyway. Let's try that cave up ahead. It looks like a...
Give
Wow,
it a
rain
couple of
on
centuries.
Risa? I guess they haven't installed the weather control systems yet.
They probably haven't installed the tectonic controls either, so we may need to watch out for earthquakes. Okay. Also, I'm just going to put my armor back on, if you don't mind. Yoink. There we go. So,
We
let's see
have
what
to
we've
hide
got
the
here.
device very well. I can't afford to let it fall into the wrong hands again. And the Vorgons are very persistent.
Lucky them. Okay, this should do the trick. Bury the Toxotot.
No, that's too obvious. Anyone could find it there.
Okay, what about here?
That's better, but I still think it would be too easy to find.
Well, all right, you little... Let's bury it right the way back. Here, why not?
That's it. Someone will find it in a few hundred years, but that's a different story for a different captain. Let's get back to your time. We need to check on the Nakul.
That's nice. Hopefully they're... Did we remember to fix their sun before we took this back and buried it? I mean, that was a fairly
Setting
important
course
detail.
for 2410. We need to get back to the Nakul.
Yoink. Okay. Caldano has launched it. The Tholians are hailing us. What do they want to say?
Return the Toxotot, and we will let you live.
Yeah, small problem with that. We don't have it anymore. So, yeah. This is pretty much how it's going to end. Guns up. Override safeties. Wreck face. Just calling the Photonic Fleet as well. Let's see, we've got a couple of mesh weavers kicking in, trying to go for Caldano. And then he's going to hit his own mesh and be completely powerless to dodge us, like so. Come on, Splody. Splody, please. Thank you. Loop back, half power. And boom, right. Temporal drive, damn it. Oh, balls. This is awkward.
This is Captain Walker of the USS Postok.
Oh, hi. No, but the guy you just missed does require assistance. But if you don't mind, I need to just... I'm sure it's out of control. Right, let's go defeat some more Tholians. Oh, they're going for the Postok, are they? This is what you get for being mistaken for a Starfleet ship, 2410. You know, he looks like he's having fun. I almost don't want to spoil it. Power her up. And let her rip. And there we go. Right, the Nakul. We still need to fix that star, don't we? Hey guys. So your star kind of got wrecked.
What happened to our son? What did you do?
It was more what the Tholians did, but don't worry, we've hidden the MacGuffin that can fix the star where nobody can find... Oh, right.
I'm sure that will be a great comfort to our citizens as they freeze to death.
Yeah, about that.
You have done quite enough. Leave us alone. Time travelers and malcontents and Tholians. The whole lot of you can fall into a black hole. Now go. We have to figure out how to save our people. And then we'll take steps to protect ourselves. Time is a weapon, and it will never be turned against us again.
I'm thinking this is going to come back to bite us. May already have come back to bite us. Maybe, possibly, will have been about to come back to... Oh, just pass me the Romulan ale.
This is Captain Benjamin Walker of the USS Postok. I'm responding to an emergency temporal transmission from these space-time coordinates, but we are no longer detecting the source of these transmissions. Did you lose a time traveler?
Yeah, we did. About 100 years ago that way.
I think you better come aboard while we resolve this. Prepare for transport.
Certainly. Hello there. God from Time. Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it. Hi guys. So, what's the situation?
Greetings. It's nice to see you again.
Temporal Prime Directive, mate. We've never met in my timeline.
Not that you remember. We need to scan the continuum for Caldano. Would you care to assist me?
Of course. Do you have a manual on these things? Okay. Poke, poke, prod, beep, 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 poke, prod, green, blue, green. Oh. There we go. Got the match. So, what do we have?
Were you able to locate Caldano?
The ship's in the 22nd century, but the readings are, well, define strange. Time travel's involved.
Enter the temporal coordinates into the transporter.
Okay. So that's done. Now all we have to do is activate the transporter and then hope we aren't about to beam up the evil mirror twin Caldano by accident. Oh dear. Bugger. He's dead, Captain. Well, that's a bit of a pisser.
What happened with Caldano?
He's been dead for several centuries.
No, this was meant to happen. Caldano went further back into the past than you knew. The NX-01 Enterprise, captained by Jonathan Archer, found his ship in the 22nd century, and his chief engineer activated Caldano's emergency temporal circuit, which returned the ship to its last known time, this one. But by the time that happened, Caldano had been dead for centuries. The Tox Utat is safe. It was found in the mid-24th century by Captain Jean-Luc Picard, who destroyed it before it could be used to harm others.
And the Knuckle, we did kind of freeze their whole star out of existence.
Altering the past causes ripples. The effects move through time, shifting everything they touch, and it may take eons for all of them to be seen. The Nakul will survive, although their homeworld will be lost. They will become time travelers themselves, and their actions in the Temporal Cold War shape the galaxy you now know. There are some things you shouldn't change, that you can't change.
And Temporal Cold War?
You could check Captain Archer's old logs for more information, but you will know all about it soon enough. You are entering a dangerous era in history. Time travel like warp drive before it will radically change your society. I'll see you again. We have a lot to do.
Farewell, I think, and thank you. Am I ready to return to the ship? Yes. And then I need to get hold of Starfleet and get the unredacted versions of those logs. Looks like the DTI is going to be doing some overtime. Okay, contact command. Sad day for the Federation. We failed to save the Nakul system, and Caldano is dead, has been dead for several centuries. But Captain Picard can now find the Toxel Tut, and the Nakul are going to end up in the Temporal Cold War as per plan. So let's find the phase deflector, and we'll also pick the weekly reward, which I think this time around is going to be tech upgrade, or yeah, definitely tech upgrade time. Except that 30,000 tech points, yeah, that's a nice little earner if you're trying to go past Mark 12 on weapons. As for the deflector, let's have a look. Info. So 35 shield emitters, 26.2 shields, 17.5 flow caps, and 26.2 power insulators. 2 set gets you, ooh, that is very, very nice. 7.5% reduction in all energy damage and a 17.8% maximum shield capacity. And energy weapon entanglement. Firing energy weapons for 12 seconds triggers a quantum entanglement between self and foe to self. Oh, I see. So for 12 seconds, we can get up to 50% weapon damage for 12 seconds. 5% damage to them. Affected by flow. Let's get this thing back into system space so we can have a proper look at what the numbers are going to do to that. Because I have got a lot of points sunk into flow capacitors because of the power leech console. Right. Okay, let's quickly gear this up. Okay, so quantum debris, what's it, deflector? And then we need a look at the numbers again. So, okay, so with 9 points into flow capsules, I think that's what I've got. It is 8% energy weapon damage for 12 seconds per stack. So 80% weapon damage onto an alpha strike. And, well, I can already put out enough damage that something I aim at's going to vaporize pretty fast. I mean, I don't really need to worry about the amount of weapon reduction they're going to take for 12 seconds. Oh, wow, that could be interesting. Let's just double check my skill setup. So, yeah, like I said, max flow caps, but nothing in the way of consoles. That is very, very, potentially a very nasty addition to a drain build, especially on a science ship, which normally lacks for damage because you have to compromise on other consoles. But Caldano is gone, fare thee well, as is the Toxel Tut. So it remains to be seen what kind of plotline we're going to get for our next few episodes. But, ladies and gentlemen, I have been Yusril. That has been Stormbound. And until next time, farewell.